Hello, everybody. This is ATIL. I am making this announcement to let you guys all know that there is a documentary that I just did today about the 2.5 years of the drama and the chaos and the bullshit, the trolling, the doxing, all of that stuff today. And it is epic. You need to email, and there's a special email that's going to be out that you have to go to, and we have to say it's okay for you to get access to that video. If you're using it for your benefit, we will strike you. If you're going to be using it for your to get money, well, this is what's going to end up happening. The reason why we did it that way, so people can't use it for their lives. Okay, so there's only certain people that's going to be having access to that video, and that's it. So with that being said, I'm very happy to announce that that documentary was premiered today at 2 o'clock, and it was awesome. It was hard work. It paid off, and it was great. But there's going to be an email, and we have to okay the people who want to see it. And everyone helped me put this together. It was a group effort, and I'm not going to say who they are, but thank you very much for helping me out to do this. It needed to be done in a timely manner. Um, it's going to be 3 years. I mean, it was 2 years of this heart wrenching drama, bullshit, hurtful stuff that was going on. And I was pleased, and I was very humbled to be the person that did it on my live, because they asked me if we could do it there. And I said yes. So, with that being said, we all came together and we all did this documentary, and it was awesome. Very hard
So
work.
awesome.
People came together, clips, videos, everything of these people harassing and bullying people on a daily basis. We brought awareness today, and it was awesome. Thank you to everybody who was involved in this. I greatly appreciate it. It was fantastic. Thank you.
Super
Tiffany, maybe
fantastic.
you should be
Oh,
worrying about your.
shush, Akil. What is up, everyone? I'm going to try not to cough in your face today. I think I'm getting a cold, which sucks because I have COPD and ugh, it's just awful. So let me say hello to everyone and then we're going to get the party started. Salty, I don't know if you're still here. She was the early bird. She got here first 4 hours ago. Donnie, Poppy, Karma, Lily, Holler for a Dollar, Jackie Blue, Trixie, hello, Graham, Penny Positive, Lee Marie, hello, Wolf Lover, Hey Jude, Mama Two, Poppy, I don't remember if I said hi yet. Oh my gosh, Mama T. She just freaking went live. Kiki's Eyes, Silent Troll, Pitbull Mama, Curiosity, Linda Fontaine. I think that's it. Hey Jimbo, hope you're feeling better. Hey Nick. Okay, I think I got everyone. So welcome to the shit show. So yeah, that little video that I have to be ghetto about this because I can't like share my screen because I get all robot-y. But here's the sitch. They're clearing out a lot of the woods behind my house because I don't know, they're building something there, which sucks, but It might make my internet better. We'll see. Hello, Susie Q, Holly Dolly. Um, so we'll see. They're out there, like they've got that forestry mower out there, and they're just knocking it all down and then burning it. But I just hope that they keep someone like out there watching the fires, because it's literally right behind my property, and I have a lot of trees left still. That would suck if they burnt my house down. Hey, Dodie. So, before we get started on everything, I do want to um, point everyone's attention to the banner. Any and all dollars, whatever I get, for the next, let's do the next 3 weeks. And if I don't go live that often, then we'll extend it. Every dollar that I take in for the next 3 weeks is going to go to a family in need. Not just any family. I do have a specific family in mind. We'll talk like more in depth about it towards the end. A very good friend of mine has come to me, and they have a single father of two girls, ages 12 and almost 4, I believe, that are just really going through it right now. Mom pretty much abandoned those baby girls, and he's just really having a hard time struggling to do things on his own. And I typically don't ask for things like this. There is a GoFundMe, and let me go ahead and put the link now. Everyone can just grab the GoFundMe. Oh, I might have to go get it. Okay, I'll go back and grab the link and put it in here in a little bit. If I can't get it posted in here because I'm on my phone, then I will make a community post about it. But if people don't want to give to a GoFundMe, you can give to me, and I will provide receipts of the money that I receive. I will make the transfer daily, and then I will provide receipts that the same amount was transferred to the GoFundMe. So everyone can feel at ease. That, people don't think about, there's some pretty crap moms out there in the world too. So sometimes dads struggle, and I know a lot of single moms get help all the time. It's a little bit harder for a single dad. People just automatically assume dad, can do it all, but they go through stress and hardships just like us women do. They just don't always let people know. So, that little opener was ATIL. She has done a documentary about all the shenanigans that have gone on these here YouTube streets. Yes, Nicolini, you can cash at me, and I will make the payment to the GoFundMe, and then I will provide proof that it's been done. She has gotten together with this secret YouTube team. She has all these other creators. Of course, none of us can know what channel they're on, but she did say she did the live on her channel, so it must have been like pre-recorded. I would think that a documentary, their purpose is to provide information, to tell a story, and to give awareness. Like she flat out just said, it's to bring awareness to all the stuff that's been going on. No, Lily, she didn't delete it. It's under videos. She could have done a live and deleted it, but I never got a notification for it. So basically in her mind, she did this live with this team of people to talk crap about everyone. But if we want to hear the things that she said, we have to email her, and then they will decide whether or not we're worthy to watch it. Well, none of us are going to get approved to watch it, let's be honest. And second of all, there was no freaking email provided. She claims that all these people email her and send her stuff all the time. She never has to watch a thing because she just has all these little foot soldiers out here sending her all this information and clips and all this crap. But not once has she ever like put her email address out there or told people how they can contact her. I mean, I get it because she would probably get spammed with a lot of crap, let's be honest. I would probably send her a couple of lengthy emails, you know, because I'm blocked in her chat. I can't talk. So, it's just a mess. Well, it's safe to say none of us are ever going to see this documentary, which is sad. Night Stalker said it'll be premiering in theaters by Christmas, so be on the lookout for it. That's really all I had to say about her. She's, same as usual. She gave a lecture the other day about no one needs someone else's 2 cents, but it's like she didn't even hear the whole first part of the conversation where the person she was trying to defend did the exact same thing to someone else. She'll never get it. She's going in a new direction every day. She just never quite gets there. She's staying out of the drama. She's back in the drama. She's staying out of it. Remember that game In the Pond, Out of the Pond when you were little? That's ATIL's whole YouTube career. It's just a never ending game of In the Pond, Out of the Pond. So, moving on from her, we're going to talk about Mama T. I knew that bitch would conveniently go live right when I did. She can't ever come over here and talk to me for whatever reason. But this is the second time that she's gone live when I did. So I hope you're streaming me, Mammoth. Go ahead and stream me. Probably not because you don't even like to call attention to the fact that you've been ticking me off. I'm still blocked in her chats. Of course, I know I'm being noisy, but I have tissues. I don't feel good. I told her to block me in her chat. And the reason I told her to block me is because if she doesn't, I will continue to do the things that get under their skin the most, which is challenge them in the chat. If I hear something that's just flat out bullshit or something that they've gotten wrong, or they make a comment and I'm like, well, no, it's what about this? I'm always going to speak up and say something. It drives her mods crazy. It drives her crazy. She doesn't like to answer for anything. She doesn't like accountability whatsoever. And she just got a bug up her butt where she was just going to start being total asshole to me lately. And I don't play that. Like, I've never done anything to you. So shut your mouth. Oh, she was talking crap to me yesterday. See, I happened to wake up in the middle of the night and I caught most of her second live. I just haven't been sleeping good because I don't feel good. And I listened to most of it till I fell back asleep. I heard about the cyber secure or the cyber information that she talked to this guy for about 15 or 20 minutes. And he's super smart when it comes to this stuff because he's taken classes about cyber, whatever. And he explained the difference between a regular troll and a paid troll, which is the dumbest explanation I've ever heard. Mama T, let me enlighten you because I'm going to be a know-it-all just for a minute. When I mapped out my courses in school, when I had electives that I needed to take, I always chose, unless it was specific, like I had to take a psychology class as my elective, I always filled my elective spots with criminal justice courses. And by doing that, I will not only graduate with my degree, but I will graduate with certifications in other areas. Because at my age, I'm 48 years old, I don't want to work in the field forever, like out there on scenes and stuff. So I wanted to give myself more options for things that I could do at home, or something later in life. Um, because it's all interesting to me. I will just happen to walk away with a certification in cybersecurity. Not one time did we ever have to write a paper or hear a lecture on the difference in the types of trolls. I want to know where the line is to collect paychecks because I've been around here for 2 years. And although I'm not like a troll in overdrive, I've been known to do a little trolling here and there. I've never gotten my paycheck and I'm pissed. It's time consuming to create these email addresses and make all these accounts. That is time away from me watching the Real Housewives and stuff like that. Yes, that's true. You only have to disagree. Excuse me. And you'll be labeled a troll. Ugh. So I'm going to have to see if I can get my hands on whatever it was she was saying to me yesterday. I wish I would have heard it because I would have responded. But yesterday morning, like during the day, her afternoon, let's chat, beautiful people, or whatever it was, she talked about how she felt so guilty, super duper guilty, because she made Jenna devastated, just tore her all to pieces. She made her so sad because she had to show her some videos that proved something about someone Jenna cares about, and she just really rocked her world. And how is she going to live with the guilt from that? Oh gosh. First of all, Mammoth, you don't even know Jenna. As of yesterday, you didn't know if there was two Jennas, one Jenna, five Jennas. Let me enlighten you though. And I know some people here like Jenna. I don't really know her enough to have anything against her. I just remember what a scene it caused when she first started on YouTube, and everything that happened with Summer's case. And I know I upset someone in my comments the other day because I had made a post. Mama T said she was going to help Jenna last week deal with her troll problem. She was going to swoop in and save the day. Well, I made a post and with bullet points about some of the stuff having to do with Jenna, and I ended it with a question asking her what she was going to do to help Jenna. Well, someone kind of got upset and said that I repeated a rumor and all of that. And I welcome good and bad comments in my comment sections. I won't delete them and I'll always respond to them. I can't please everyone. And when I repeated what the rumor was, I labeled it a rumor. Um, but yeah, I'm always going to say what I feel, and I'm sorry if that offends some people. It's okay. We can disagree, and I'm not going to feel any type of way towards you. I'm easy to get along with. So, Mama T just didn't know how she was going to live with herself yesterday, making Jenna feel so bad. What she's trying to do, and I think Nicolina talked a little bit about this during her live, because she did review part of Mama T's live yesterday, and basically Mama T's wanting to get Jenna all pissed off at Jimbo because no matter what happens on God's green earth, Mama T is going to find some way to tie it back to Jimbo and Kemper. She's like going to find a reason that y'all should be mad at them for whatever's going on. It's really weird. Yes, Mammoth just has to have her nose in everyone else's business. Yep. Things that she doesn't know anything about, things that have nothing to do with her. She is just all up in it. trying to make something out of nothing. Ernie's gone now. He's back on Facebook. Like, he'll go a couple of days where he's making like 12 posts a day. Yesterday, his big post was because he can't figure out how to work an iPhone. It's so simple. Once you get used to where everything is on an iPhone, it's not that much different from any other kind of phone. You could move from a flip phone to an iPhone and probably get it right, but not Ernie. He just magically got this brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max delivered to not his door, someone else's door where he's staying. And he says he's probably not going to keep it. So, whatever. I guess he's going to try to sell it. I would never buy an electronic device from Ernie's shelf because that man would be peeping at me all hours of the day and night. He'd be listening to everything I said. I just wouldn't trust it. Every email I sent out from my phone, Ernie would get a copy of it. No, thank you. But he's gone now, so what is she going to do? Like, she has nothing to kind of keep her afloat. So she's going to cause problems with everyone else. Oh, she's live about Betty now. That's another area that she just needs to stay out of, and it's just, yeah, or what criminal stuff could be on it. Yeah, I don't want to see anything that my little eyes will never recover from. So she also made mention yesterday that her channel originally started as true crime. And she talked about all the cases she used to do. And I found a comment on Annie Elise's video she did about um, it was a girl who was pregnant, and her neighbor, Brooke, told her to come by for like a dress fitting. For some reason, little tiny Brooke was going to use um, a pregnant body for a fitting to do a sewing project. And Brooke and her boyfriend ended up, well, Brooke killed, I think her name is Bridget. Brooke killed her and stole the baby. It was horrible. But someone had made a comment underneath the video and said, thank you for covering this case. I'm an Indigenous woman, and there are so many women who are missing or who have been killed, and nobody gives their cases the time of day. I can't tell you how many times I've heard Mama T say that she was going to cover those type of cases. Now, don't get me wrong. It is a hot mess when she tries to talk about a case. She doesn't have the motivation or the follow through to really do it properly. So that's why I offered to help her a while back. Don't start out trying to do all the stuff that other TC creators do. Keep it simple. Keep it simple to like 15, 20-minute premieres where you're just getting the case out there. But she is stubborn. She thinks she can do no wrong. And she thinks she's got it all together. More power to her. So maybe I'll just start covering Indigenous cases. Maybe I will dedicate like a week each month where that's all I talk about. Who knows? So, in the midst of trying to get Jenna pissed off at Jimbo, she's also making the claim that Jimbo and Nicolina are working together. Yes, Monty, there's just all this super secret work going on. If you even knew, it would make your head spin. Holy. I don't I don't know how she functions on a daily basis, to be quite honest. It's like she doesn't pay attention to anything that's actually going on around her because she's too busy trying to zoom in and answer these questions she has. She has a tendency to repeat her questions like more than once. Tell me why, people. Why? I want to know why. I want to know who and why. It's ridiculous. Let's see. What else did she do yesterday? Oh, yes. The difference in trolls. You have a paid troll and then you have like an executive level troll. Just your typical paid troll from this cyber expert that she spoke to. They are supposed to just hang around for a few days, maybe a week or so, up to a month, and then they're supposed to move on. They're just supposed to go in there and stir up a little chaos in the chat, make a couple people laugh, maybe insult a person or two, and then be on their merry way. The executive level trolls now, these are the ones that make the big bucks. And they're the ones that come in and do things like react when people like Ernie go screaming down the highway like a banshee, or they react when there's all this like real shady stuff going on. And they're supposed to be like attached, like they're not allowed to go anywhere. They're supposed to stay there until the job is done, according to this cyber expert she spoke to. Did Mama T get a job yet? I'm gonna say no. She never seems to be working, except working her mouth, talking a bunch of nonsense. Hang on, you guys. Okay, sorry. I'm all hopped up on steroids and albuterol right now. I had to get my inhaler. So if y'all hear me start sounding a little winded, I can't help it. It's a mess. Let's see. Oh, she said that people have come to her asking for help. They just need Mammoth's help because they just are at their wits' end and don't know what to do. And everyone comes to her and asks for help because she's loud and doesn't give up, is what she said. Well, when I'm looking to find someone to help me with something, that is definitely the qualities that I look for. Is someone that's a loudmouth and doesn't give up. I prefer them to be a loudmouth and state actual facts and to not give up in doing actual work to help me. Green Goblin, I've known you since back in AB's chat, and I'm just gonna ask that you show enough respect for me that I've always shown for you, and not come in here acting like an ass in my chat. Okay? Let me just. Okay. You get one shot here, buddy. Let me get that comment down. Hang on. Okay. Who pays the trolls? I don't know. They must have deep pockets. Pay me. Someone pay me. So she is going to help everyone, and we all just have to wait and see what everything boils down to. But I gotta tell you, Mama T, we've been waiting a long time because for that same 2 years that you say that everyone's been stalking, harassing, and bullying Ernie, for that 2 years, we've been told, you just wait and see what happens. You wait and see how everything unfolds and all this stuff that we figured out. You haven't figured out shit. Nothing at all. That is just gonna blow my mind. You haven't proven that anyone is doing any criminal stuff. You haven't proven that anything was a setup. You haven't proven anything. You haven't even proven yourself to be worthy of being on YouTube. But when you ask her about things like, well, what about, I think it might have been Penny Positive. I'm not sure. If it wasn't you, Penny Positive, I'm sorry. Someone asked in the chat, What about when Ernie lied about being in the mines? No, it wasn't Penny Positive. It was Nana Kim, and they kept timing her out, and it was a mess. But is a legit question because he does lie. He lies all the time. But Mama T's just like, well, it was a joke. I knew it was a joke from the very beginning. I call bullshit, Mama T. You didn't know it was a joke. Because when people were in your chat that very day saying he's not working in the mines, you were just not going to budge one bit. You were like, yes, he is. I know it's true. You were just backing him up 100%. But when Ernie lies about anything, there's two reasons why he would lie. One, it was just a joke. Or two, it was because wouldn't you lie if someone was stalking, bullying, and harassing you for 2 years? I feel like she should have one of those things in her back where you pull the string and it says the same 4 or 5 phrases over and over again. Because that's literally all she says. And it's still a lie, Mama T. You're still defending a liar. And you probably will defend him till your dying breath. Let's see. Oh, she also is all butthurt about Jimbo and Kimber bringing Nicolina to YouTube because apparently Nicolina is not an adult and she can't make her own decisions to make a channel. It's all about them bringing her here, like they just drug her here by her teeth. So, Mama T, why are you so hell-bent on turning people away from Jimbo? You despise him that much that nobody else can like him either? We're all grown-ups. We can all make our own decisions. Nobody's going around trying to pry people away from you. We just tell things as we see it, and people can make their own decisions. That's usually the way the world works. But since you're all about educating people, then you go ahead and educate away. I might recommend, though, that you educate yourself first so that when you're trying to expand people's horizons, you're doing it honestly. That's really all I have about Mama T for right now until I hear the crap she was talking to me yesterday. Because I have another person on the list. And then we're going to move into a more serious topic at the end. Old Carrot Top Tiffers, Miss Sassafras herself. She has been on one the past couple of days. I was listening to her. She's another one that we didn't just get one live out of yesterday. We got two because she was so pissed off. Hey, Grinch, that she had to get out of bed last night because she just had to do it right then. She had to get up and talk to Chasing Truth again without really talking to her because she knows Chasing's not going to go over there and hop on her panel. She's just running her mouth. I guess what happened is the whole PDF ring rumor and stuff they were trying to perpetuate didn't work out. So they had to move on to something else. And they're all pissed off that Chasing Truth doesn't support Turtle Boy's actions. And she's even said this, like in plain English. She supports his opinion on the case, but doesn't really support his actions and how he went about it. I'm sorry, Night Stalker. Just close your ears. See, here's the thing. Here's how you can coexist peacefully, Mama T. Night Stalker likes Tiffany Marie. I can't stand the bitch. But we respect each other enough that we leave that out of the relationship we have. See how that works? So She went live yesterday afternoon and she was like demanding that Chasing come up there on her panel, and she just had a thing or two to say to her. And, of course, we were all somewhere else listening to good music and enjoying good company, and it was a good time. Hey, Tawanda. Um, so I made notes of a few things. During her live last night, she said someone was talking about the way her, I guess, Chasing's face muscles looked while she was driving and doing a live one day. And Tiffany says, I hate when she does drive lives. It's so dangerous to see someone looking at chat the whole time and not the road. Think about kids you could kill and families you could hurt. Okay, pot meat kettle. Let's not forget that her little boyfriend, we all know who I'm talking about, he used to drive multiple times a day with his little neon lights and driving down the road, singing and dancing around the car. And he would even do lives driving to go pick up his weed. I wonder if she's had a talk with him about that. Has she lectured him on these dangerous drive streams? It doesn't matter right now because he can't even leave the front yard. Then she said that the FBI is definitely involved in the fake Fed situation. She knows that there is movement behind scenes. Well, what happens if all this movement behind the scenes doesn't result in any arrest or no charges? Nobody gets a slap on the hand, or all of these accusations that they've made. There's never any proof uncovered by the FBI showing any of them to be true. What happens then, Tiffany? Are you going to apologize to all these people that you guys have slandered and talked horribly about for the past year over this marathon? Which, let me remind you, Tiffers, you were the advertisement for that. You weren't directly involved in collecting money, but you were just as supportive of that marathon back then as everyone else. You were the one that, even with your double ear infection, were up hopping from chat to chat telling people where they can go to, like, whose live was going now where they were doing the marathon. Are you ever going to admit that you were wrong and that you've done all this horrible crap to people and called people's spouses and called their government jobs with all these lame brain accusations and stuff that you sit there and scheme up and try to pin on people's backs? Because even though you weren't involved in collecting money, you were still involved in that marathon. Yes, you most definitely were. I was still around that time. Remember, I was getting cussed out and being called your head bitch minion. Which, by the way, I was so far from being that. I could never have been her head bitch minion because I don't stroke her hair or her ego. She's been on this tangent. First, it was all about Penny. Let's just talk about Penny till the end of the time. And now she doesn't like Chasing now because Chasing likes Penny, and it's just a big mess. So they're hell-bent on attacking Chasing Truth, which, let me remind you, it was Chasing Truth that was on a panel and did talks at CrimeCon, not Tiffany. So that says something right there. Yes, Lily, you can drop a link. Yes, Graham, Chasing Truth covers cases. She's very honest and open about her opinions. Um, if there's something she can't talk about or something she doesn't feel comfortable talking about, she will let you know. Look, we're not going to talk about this, or this is how I feel, what I think, and why. She always tries to give reasons what leads her to that conclusion. I've seen this happen with Tiffany before. There was another time that Chasing Truth pissed her off, and Then they made up and all of that. But I just find it ridiculous that someone sits over there who, now don't get me wrong. There was a time that I thought, Tiffany was a decent person. And I thought that she really had her whole heart into these cases and things like that. But honestly, it kind of began and ended with Summer, right? Like, she doesn't really talk about any more cases. She says, it's all about the children. It's supposed to be for the children and blah, blah, blah. She never talks about any other cases. She might make a community post with, like a missing poster of someone, but that's as far as it goes. She spends all her time slandering other creators based on these cockamamie theories that she and her new friends come up with. You're going to go all in for Benny? Are you kidding me? And yes, there was a time where, like, I put all the crap between me and Benny from a couple of years ago. I put it behind me and I started fresh and gave him a chance. And what did he do? He repeated history and he screwed me over. Benny used to give her so much hell. He would call her every 2 seconds, put all her information out there, told her he was going to have her crap pushed in, all kinds of horrible stuff. And now she's his biggest enabler and excuse maker. She completely overlooks everything that he does, but she will call everyone else out for the same exact things. Like, she is talking about Turtle Boy, which I didn't even know who he was until recently. And I will admit, his methods are a little unorthodox. He is a little too much for me. But it's no different than when Benny went out to Tennessee. He got all up in the middle of stuff, which is basically what Turtle Boy did too. The irony of someone covering true crime, because I saw him covering the Delphi case today, while they're literally secluded to their home and they have an ankle monitor on. What the hell? That's just so odd to me. So it's constant blabbering about chasing. Let's see. Oh, she's pissed off because Chasing took all her videos from the last couple of years and privated them. Tiffany, you have done that so many times, I can't even count. You constantly hide stuff or you put it on the highest level of membership. You did that to your first live from yesterday. It's behind a paywall now. You said it's because it got struck for something. Well, whatever was in there that could have been the reason it got struck, you could edit it out, right? You could do that in 10 minutes. But then you said there was nothing in there that gave reason to strike it, so it was a false strike. Well, if that's the case, why put it behind a paywall? But she's known for doing that, and she doesn't put it on her first level of membership. She puts it on rooftop. Save your $9.99. Someone recorded it. It'll be around. You guys have to remember, I used to be in that mod Discord. I know the inner workings of Tiffany Marie. I know how she operates. She doesn't care about people as much as she says she does. That's my opinion. No disrespect to anyone in here who likes her or enjoys her content. I don't hold it against you. My disdain for her has nothing to do with how I feel about you. So, let's see, I already mentioned that. Chasing flat out said during one of her lives that she supports his opinion on the case, not his actions. She can't say it any more plainly than that. But this is such a big issue for her. I mean, the woman even lost sleep over it last night because she said she had to get out of bed and address it. And what she was addressing was a community post that Chasing made about someone saying that they are encouraging people to call CPS. Well, the first thing I want to point out is that Chasing didn't mention any creators by name. Tiffany just assumed, because of the timeline or whatever, that she was referring to them. Then Benny admitted that he had made a comment in the chat saying that this is a situation that could take, a week or so to get out from under CPS with. Well, as much crap as y'all have talked about her, I can understand why she assumed it was you guys. It's ridiculous. But that's what got you out of bed last night. It got you so fired up that you just pushed Kukla out of the way and hopped up out of the bed to go on one of your little rants. But you can't even be bothered to show up on time for your lives. But you'll get out of bed to yell at someone. So Chasing didn't mention any creators by name. She posted an email that she got from someone, and it became a big thing. Well, Tiffers, there is a screenshot I have. I'll have to dig it up. But I think the exact words were, maybe I need to have someone come and check up on your kids. I'll give you one guess who said it. Tiffy. Who do you think said it, Carrot Top? He's your knight in shining armor now. Knight in shining ankle monitor. Yes, Benny Keys is known for threatening to call CPS on people. But when you hear him tell it, the whole world has called CPS on him, and he would never do such a thing. Total bullshit. He also, yes, Lily, him and his mother said people should call CPS on Angel. Yeah. So you can see why one might think that your little group over there might be the ones encouraging people to call CPS. How do you know that she wasn't sent something like a screenshot of an email or a screenshot of a text or something like that, where one of you people were encouraging someone else to call CPS? Just because she didn't post it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And I'm not saying that it does or doesn't. I don't know. And you don't either, which is why you should have kept your ass in bed last night. Oh. Mama T, I'm not streaming you, so go back to your regularly scheduled BS. So, just like with every other situation, you're constantly demanding someone to come take a link and get up on your panel. Mama T, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Smiffany. You said last night, I even pinned a link for Chasing to come grab it. Well, why? Why would she want to go over there when all you're going to do is belittle her, yell at her, tell her what she's thinking or feeling, and when she says something or doesn't say something fast enough, you get pissed off and you say, I'm not going to put up with this, and kick her. That's like the most ridiculous thing. No one's going to walk into that willingly. They know how you operate. They know how they're treated on your panel. That's why I would never go and talk to you about all the crap that you put me through. It's pointless. You don't care. So I was looking at some of the comments in her chat from last night. And it's sad. It makes me a little sad because the comments are made by people that I used to be very friendly with. So one comment said, Chasing has become accustomed to the hero worship she gets over there. She didn't think her support of a scumbag like TB would make people feel a certain way. And when I read that comment, I had to think about, see, the reason I could never be her head bitch minion is because I would never participate in the, oh, you're so smart. Oh, yes, you just do so much for this community. You're so beautiful. Or when she would say things like fishing for compliments, I never played that game, like I never told her how awesome she is and how much we need her and things like that. So don't be trying to call out chasing truth or being accustomed to hero worship when you thrive on it. You don't care about making your viewers wait 2 hours while you're sitting in Discord or running errands. You don't care. You have no respect for them. And then when you show up late, and you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then you love it when people respond by saying, oh, it's so worth it to wait for you. I wouldn't miss this for anything. So don't try to criticize someone else when you're guilty of all of the above. Then there was another comment. She thinks taking the content down will stop us from talking. Wrong, chasing. She's been around here long enough to know that it doesn't matter if she takes it down. People have recorded it. She knows this. Maybe she took it down because she's just fed up with all of you. And so she is not going to leave anything lingering to perpetuate the problem anymore. Plus, it's her channel. If she wants to private everything she's ever made, she can. Tiffany, every time you had problems, like after the marathon or things like that, where people have attacked you, you hit a lot of content as well. Then someone made a comment to Benny in the chat, and it said, those of us who know all about what happened with you understand. Little prayer hands. She obviously can't see past her own nose. So it's talking about the CPS situation again. Like everybody understands what happened with him and they don't hold that against him. What happened with him is that he caused a lot of problems with his ex. I don't even really know what they are. I know he said a lot of disgusting things to her and about her. Obviously, he did wrong or he wouldn't be sitting at his house with an ankle monitor on. So let's put the guilt where it should be. When you go start threatening families who have no issues with CPS or even hinting that CPS should be getting involved in someone's family, that's as good as encouraging someone to make a call. There's always going to be that one asshole out there that hears, well, maybe someone should be checked up on. That they're going to use that as, oh, someone said I should go call CPS. If you're all for the kids, you shouldn't even be talking about CPS. A child needs to be in mortal danger. Like, there needs to be visible proof that there's an issue. You don't just use CPS because you don't like someone or you don't like that they support someone else. Tiffany and Mama T are a lot alike. They stick their noses in places it doesn't belong. They're not nice about it. They don't do it with any, there's no method to their madness. They just get pissed off and run with it. And I've seen Tiffany hurt a lot of people that I care about. So moving on from Tiffers, because I haven't even really been watching a lot of her stuff lately. I just caught yesterday's. And those are just some hypocritical things that I pointed out because she is a very big hypocrite. We're going to move on to a topic that kind of goes along with the pinned comment. This is tough. There was a video made by Cher the other day about the situation going on with Cam and Allie. And although I agree with some of the points she made, I don't agree with how it was done. The children, anything having to do with the children and details about them, and like I felt like the visitation stuff, I don't feel like so much information should have been given. Um, Everyone's aware of what the charges are. It's very obvious that they are struggling. Um, Anytime you're talking about a situation like that, you have to try to use as much tact as possible. Those kids didn't ask to be in this situation. The internet is forever, and there's going to come a time where they're old enough to be able to navigate YouTube or Instagram. They might already be doing it. I don't know. But they're going to navigate and they can come across all this stuff. And they're being hurt enough as it is. My first point is yes, Cam and Allie need serious help. I do agree with the fact that they both need treatment. This isn't something that they can kick on their own. Um, I do agree that it needs to be separate treatment centers because they need to focus on themselves. They also need to be real with each other and real with themselves that it will be by the grace of God that they both get clean and get through this and are actually able to maintain a healthy marriage after this. Because things have probably been so toxic and so up in the air lately that they've probably forgotten all the reasons that they got married in the first place. And if the biggest part of their relationship is using together, once that's gone, where do you go from there? Because you're not dealing with just one addict, you're dealing with two, and they are at their rock bottom. They do not have a home, they do not have their family under the same roof, they don't have any money. Allie has ruined her career as a nurse. It will take a lot for her to be able to get back into that field. Um, I agree with Cher saying that nobody needs to be sending them money. If there's someone that is close to them, the person who told Cher all the information about how the visits happened and what went down and things like that, the person that provided her with all those details, maybe that person can do something positive and try to set up a way that if people want to donate, they're not donating directly to Cam and Allie. Maybe whoever has the children, or, if it's his parents, her parents, or whatever, maybe they can accept donations on their behalf. So that way the money can be distributed properly. We know it's not going to go to making a very bad problem even worse. They can use it for legal fees, they can use it for treatment, they can use it, they can be given an allowance or have things paid for them out of that money. I don't think anyone should be sending them money right now. They are in it's an explosive situation, right? Because a lot of addicts use to escape problems and things that they're dealing with. And every day is a struggle for them. They're trying to stay clean, which I don't think they've been very successful at doing. Um, they're trying to handle all these issues, like following the case plan for the kids, and they need to be finding a treatment center. Someone let Cam and Allie know, there is a 24-hour hotline you can call, and they will give you referrals to places. I don't know what their state laws are. Some places, if you're required to do treatment, the state will pay for it. They sign you up for Medicaid to pay specifically for that, and you'll have it throughout your treatment and for however long you need it afterwards if you're on a medication maintenance program. I don't think that them just going down to a clinic and getting methadone or Suboxone or Subutex or something like that is going to work. Those are addictive too. Green Goblin. Holy hell. All right, you're done. All right, you're banned now. Go ahead and come back with one of your other crazy accounts. Green Goblin, are you a regular troll or an executive troll? I'm asking for a friend. So, putting the pressure on them of trying to be responsible for money and things like that, it's not a good idea. I don't think that they need to be on YouTube either. I agree with that. None of us need to know what's going on in your lives, Cam and Allie. You need to, I know it's rapper. You need to keep this for just you guys. If you're out here worried about changing your image in other people's eyes or making excuses for your actions and coming on here and talking about it, then that doesn't leave you much time to actually focus on fixing the problem. It was said that they need a team of lawyers because CPS abducts children and all of that. Well, I'm not going to say that there haven't been cases of things like that happening. Do I think that's the case in this situation? No, I do not. Because there were actual charges that came along with this. It was said that Cam left his brother in a bathroom in sad shape, and he could have died. He OD'd. Cam freaked out and left him there. First of all, you know that you can get Narcan 4 mg nasal spray over the counter. I recommend that everyone go get one and keep it on you, because we are dealing with a worldwide epidemic when it comes to opiates and things of that nature. You never know these days when you might need to save a life. I had someone in my family who is extremely addicted. I know what addiction looks like. I always just could tell when something wasn't right with them. My heart breaks for what they're going through. But I'm not going to feel bad to the point where I'm enabling them. What happened, the charges that they got were not okay. That's not okay to get those kind of charges because you have put your children in harm's way. So that was basically just my little response to that video. I'm angry that the kids were in that type of danger. If what was said and their tests came back because they had gotten a hold of something accidentally or whatever, that I'm mortified over that. That should definitely not be happening. Addiction is an illness. It is treatable, but the first step is literally admitting that you have a problem. And from what I've seen right now, I don't think that they're there. the video that he put up is still on Facebook. I don't think it's on his channel anymore. But go watch it. Go look up Crackin Cases on Facebook and you can see the video and make your own determination. I don't really know them that well, but maybe someone who does can reach out and be like, hey, do you think there would be someone that would be willing to collect money and donations on your behalf if someone wants to send you a cash app or something like that? Um, you're still going to be dealing with like the YouTube money though that's coming in. Encourage them. If you're friendly with them or you want to email them, encourage them to get into treatment yesterday. You know, there's probably going to be a wait. Encourage them to focus on themselves separately and then they can focus on healing as a couple. Anytime there is a situation with addiction that involves children, it makes me angry, it makes me sad, it makes me disgusted. I feel all the things. Let's see what time it is. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about the family that I mentioned earlier. The babies' names, well, not babies, 12 and 4. Their names are Allie and Lily. And their dad, Andrew, is working. Um, However, his boss has helped keep a roof over their head. And so his paycheck pretty much goes to paying his boss back for the help that they received, which leaves little to nothing left over. Um, he was going to start a GoFundMe himself, but he cannot. Even though the mom, like, basically walked out 2 years ago, if she catches wind that he's even having a bad day, she will try to use that to her benefit to try to get back in and try to be a mom to those kids. Uh, oh, hang on 1 second. Um, let's see. Here, I'm just going to do it this way. All right, there's the correct cash app. I forgot the H. Um, Andrew's mom was helping him with the girls for a while, but she unfortunately passed away in February. So he's tried to get through it. And we've got Thanksgiving coming up. We've got Christmas. I think one of the girls has a birthday coming up in November. So, he just needs a little help, and we all need help from time to time. So, ways you can help. One, you can pray. That doesn't cost a thing. You can send words of encouragement to me. I will get it to Lily. She will get it to Andrew. Sometimes people just need to hear encouraging words or know that there are other people out in the world who have struggled and gotten through it, and they just need to know that people are praying for them. So that's the first thing you can do to help. The second thing you can do, I'm going to put up a community post with the GoFundMe link. You can just go directly there and make a donation, or you can make a donation to me, and any money, whether it's specifically for them or not, any money that is sent to me for the next, let's say, month. I'll do a month. Any dollar that I take in through Cash App over the next month will go directly to help Andrew and the girls. And I will definitely keep up my end and show a start and a beginning transaction history and show where I've made the payments to the GoFundMe. Because it's not just today that they need help. They're going to need help, throughout until he can get some money saved up and, be afloat again. It's tough. It's tough raising kids if you are a couple. It's even harder when you're just a single parent doing it all on your own. But, I commend him. He stepped up and he's doing what he has to do to take care of those girls. Mom needs to get her shit together and get her life on track and do what's best for those girls. And if that means, that she has to go out and work 2 jobs and work with the court and, I don't know. Don't try to be vindictive and then just come snatch those kids away from the one person who has been there for them for the past 2 years. That's the way I see it. So I have gotten one donation so far, and I will, as soon as I end, I will go make that payment to GoFundMe, and I'll post everything on my community page. So there's full transparency. I thank all of you in advance. Every dollar helps. And I know it will make his day and kind of take some of the burden off. So, yes, you can get Narcan for free. You can go, a lot of times, like the health department, the mental health thing, the state funded, you can go in there because they treat mental issues and substance abuse. They give out Narcan here. I don't think all pharmacies do. I'll have to check and see exactly which pharmacies do provide Narcan over the counter for free. Yeah. I mean, especially if you're going to be using substances like that, definitely you should have some on hand because nobody takes that shot or takes that hit or takes that pill thinking, hey, I hope, this is the one that takes me out. Nobody intends for that to happen unless you're looking to just do yourself in. But you think that it's just going to be like any other high and you're going to come down and life's going to be great. But it doesn't always work out that way. Peach says we have to take an hour and a half class before they will give us Narcan. Yeah, that makes sense. The nasal spray is very simple to administer. But keep in mind, sometimes it takes more than one dose of the nasal spray. Everyone just ignore Rapper. I don't even like calling him Rapper because I've always known him as Gamer Guy. I literally used to sit in AB's chat with him, and I remember he had said at one time that his grandfather was sick and stuff, and I was always so kind to him. Asked him how his grandfather was doing, things like that. Always said hi to him. But he's had a bug up his ass lately to just go in and torment people in chat. So I hope he's getting paid well to troll. But I appreciate all of you being here. Friday on my other channel, we're going to be doing part 2 of the Crystal Rogers case. We're going to get to know Brooks Houck a little better. So does anyone have any questions or anything they want to talk about before I have to go get Mini-Me? Pitbull Mama says she found Narcan at Dollar General for free and her local gas station. That's good. There's like a neighborhood over on my side of town. Actually, there's a couple of neighborhoods, like little community areas that I think that it would be beneficial for the stores to have Narcan available. The Narcan does expire just like any other medication. But, if nothing else, just pray for Cam and Allie. Pray for Chasing Truth that she gets through this without losing her mind. Pray for Tiffany that she gets the bug out of her ass. Pray for Mama T that she finally pulls her shit together. Pray for ATIL that her documentary wins a Golden Globe. Not that any of us will ever see it, because if any one of us were to email asking to see it, either A, it doesn't really exist, or B, we're not going to get approved to watch it, even if it does. Begging for cash apps while tweaking. Yeah, Kiki, I'll try to find out like if there's like a chain pharmacy, like a CVS or Walgreens or something like that. I will actually I'll research all the big pharmacies and see which ones carry it, and then I will post that information too. Oh gosh, there was a shooting where you're at? That is crazy. Be careful out there. Yeah, don't go for a walk to the store right now if all that's going on. It is so nice outside today. It was very cold this morning. It was only, I think, 42, which is unusual for us this time of year, but it's turning into be a beautiful day. It's like 67 right now and the sun's shining. I love the fall, but I don't love what the season change does to me. Oh, three, we'll have to pay a lot of money to see it. Oh, I'm sorry, Mean Girls victim number one. That's tough, like my brother-in-law, he was he was in deep with all kinds of different things, and when we finally got him clean and then he was hit by a drunk driver and died from that, it was like we're glad that, it happened like that instead of, dying from the addiction. But I imagine that when you lose someone you care about and love in a situation like that, I can imagine that there is a lot of anger. I'm so sorry. Wow. Chrissy Aaron's case is authorities closed the case and didn't even inform Lisa until just recently she found out. Um, a lot of people that were involved with that situation have either passed away themselves or they've gone to jail or in and out of jail. It's a big mess. So all the high hopes that we had of getting answers, I mean, I wish someone would just want to unburden themselves and tell the truth. Hey, B. All right, you guys, enjoy. I don't even know who's live right now, where to send you. Go find someone. Um, I'm going to go pick up Mini Me from the bus in a few minutes. and start working on stuff for Friday. So if you haven't subbed up to my crime channel, it's Crime Scene Uncovered. The link's on my community page. Go sub up. We're going to continue talking about Crystal Rogers, and then we're going to move into a case that is local to me, a girl who's been missing for about a year and a half now. And then we're going to move into the Taylor McAllister case. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of you oh so much. And I will talk to all of you soon. Ta-ta.